After over a half dozen matches and nearly a month of build, we're finally getting set for the Singles Ultimate Schmoedown Finals. Pretty big match here. The winner of this will go on to challenge for the undisputed Movie Trivia Schmoedown Championship of the World at the biggest event of the year, the Schmoedown Spectacular 3. The first player is arguably the odds-on favorite when the whole tournament was started, or maybe at the very least the second favorite going in, Ethan Erwin. Obviously, there was a big deal about Ethan Erwin playing in the tournament this year. The least a bit being that Jay Washington himself was going to be managing Ethan during this tournament. And when the tournament has progressed, Ethan has shown that he was definitely a force to be reckoned with, and one of the reasons why many people believe that he was the odds-on favorite. On the other side of the spectrum, we have, without a doubt, the sentimental favorite going into the tournament, even more so than Dan, I would say, classy Clarke Wolfe. The singles tournament obviously had not been very kind to Clarke in the past couple years. She had struggled to get out of the first round. She had escaped all those demons from prior years and is now one match away from challenging for the biggest prize in Movie Trivia Schmoedown, the Singles Championship. She has an opportunity to potentially be a double champion if she's able to pull this off when Schmoedown Spectacular 3 is concluded. So, it's time to find out who will be in the main event of the biggest event of the year, Schmoedown Spectacular 3. It's Clarke Wolfe, it's Ethan Erwin. Let's find out who comes out on top now on JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Out of time, so say goodbye. What is yours now is mine, and I dream broken dreams. I make them come true. I make them for you.
And welcome back. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get into this 5 rounds of goodness, and I'll give my take on what I think will happen as the match progresses, because don't want to feel like rambling for 5 minutes and then it take forever, because crappy internet takes a long time to load. We're going to try and keep it as short as possible. So let's do this in 3, 2, and 1.
Hey, Jen.
Hello, Jen
Grant.
Sturger. Hello,
So I
Brian.
wanted to talk to you about something. We have this
Thank you
whole thing
again for the
that is going to be in
the
commissioner
Patreon
role. You
picture
have that going on
of John
with
Roca,
him,
Brienne.
and that's really great for us for the union. But I want to make sure that he doesn't pull anything before Spectacular to kind of pull the rug out from underneath us. I just feel like maybe if today, I know today's the finals, but maybe if you didn't show up today for the finals and then he could do the interviews, then maybe that would show to him that we mean business.
I mean, I totally want to stick with you guys and all. I'm a little nervous about not showing up for my job. Am I going to get fired?
No. We will make sure that you do not get fired. Trust me on this.
Alright, alright. I guess I'll go to the gym or something. I don't know. Thanks for the day off, Brienne.
Yeah,
It's a
hey.
very sly grin on Brienne's face, if I do say so myself.
What is wrong with you? This is why I don't even drink coffee.
Well, that was the biggest swerve of the video. Jen don't drink coffee. Tonight on Miami Vice, Jen don't get the boss a coffee. Gotta love ripping out Ace Ventura lines. Very randomly. Chance Ellison, Ethan Erwin, Dan Merle, Stacey Howard, Mark Andreyko, Drew McQueen, Ben Bateman, Clarke Wolfe. Yes!
Singles tournament
yes!
begins.
I finally
The
got them
winner of
all
that entire
right.
tournament faces
It took me
John
to
and
the finals.
Outlaw Roca
Finally.
at the
Yep.
Spectacular. What a battle we're in for.
So, very interesting. Obviously, as we know, Clarke is going to be in 2 matches regardless of the outcome of this.
For Rookie of the Year. Now,
The
Ethan
last
won 3
video
straight
or the
matches.
last match
He won
she
3
had,
straight. Looked like he
she
was
made it
going
very
to get that
clear she
title
was
shot,
not the
but then he ran
biggest
into the
fan of
Android.
that.
The Android took him out of commission, and now Ethan is back
So,
in his
gonna
first
be,
singles match since that
very-
loss to the Android. And how
It'll
is
be,
he going
it'll
to
be
handle
interesting
that
to see
loss?
where her mindset is for this. Going to be...
And this is just
I
yet again
don't
his
know.
quest to become the first rookie to win a championship.
I think,
but in order to
obviously,
do that,
I'll be
he's gotta
rooting
play
for
someone who is
Clarke because
and
obviously
that is
Shire
very
Wolves,
used to
big
being in
fan of Shire
championship
Wolves, want to
matches.
see
He's very used
the
to the
possibility of her
two-time
potentially
champion
going for
in
2
Dangerous Dan
titles.
Merle.
To go through Merle, I have to go
But
through Roca.
I
It's
cannot
fine.
love that.
I want
I
that
cannot
belt. I'm
love
coming
Ethan
for it.
Erwin and
Congratulations
the
to you.
dates
Pause
and
the drink.
food.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout.
Oh, that did make me sad. But
Clarke
on the
is
bright side, we
terrifying.
did get
The
more turtle
depth
power.
and breadth of her
Can't
knowledge
screw with turtle
is,
power.
it's
the
still I
best.
I really don't want to have to face her.
You fast forward to Emma Fyfe winning the Manager's Bowl at the Spectacular. She gets a shot at a #1 contender match. Anyone she wants, she recruits the Shire Wolves.
That's
She gives it
amazing.
to Clarke Wolfe. Clarke Wolfe
Why
takes
do
on
you
Count
use
Ashley. They
that
have a
off
great
so
match. Clarke
randomly,
wins
but
it,
yet
and she
when we
earns her shot at
expect it to
champion status.
come, you
The Crudes.
886 to that's amazing.
And your winner, and still
Oh,
movie
oh.
trivia Schmoedown champion of the world.
Clarke Wolfe, who was the Rookie of the Year in 2016, Rachel Cushing, Rookie of the Year in 2017. They go on a run that could lead to the belt that they so desperately crave here today.
Oh, Sam. You caused all this chaos and insanity.
Team champions of the
You
world,
caused everything,
by
didn't you?
way of knockout, the Shire Wolves.
Clarke Wolfe is the reigning champion,
was
the
great.
team champion. She has had a great year
It
thus
was
far.
great. I'm no Tony Tyler.
Advancing to the next round. Here's Clarke Wolfe, Mark Andrego, the Fife Club going head to head.
Just the
One
two of
these
them.
Two will get the Fife Club into
Them
the
and
finals. Of the
I
tournament.
Ready to
just
rumble.
sitting in a chair.
Advancing to
Done
the
in by David Arquette's crappy movie again. Or I broke the camera. We're now out thousands of dollars. Who ya got? I already told you who I got, but that's obviously directed to everybody else. Let's see, I got it. Darn, I couldn't remember which way to bend my hand for the video. I am time to be ashamed. Hello, Mark. Hello, Christian. The gang's all here laughing at me because I can't bend my hand the right direction. Only had 10 seconds to do it.
And then the winner of this has another mountain to climb.
It has
That's
been a
alright.
crazy-
Champ's
crazy
lunch.
tournament
I'm
because,
champ.
You starting from the gauntlet and Ben Bateman getting in there, but the heavy hitters that were in this 8-person tournament, all stars all the way through, and there were surprises, there were great matches, and our finals are Ethan Erwin, the rookie sensation, against co-holder of the team championship, Clarke Wolfe. It has been a great season for both of these guys. Ethan is a total of, I believe, now 5-1 for the entire season. He's looking for his second consecutive 3-win streak if he does it here today. Clarke Wolfe, on the other hand, is a total of 7-1 if you combine teams and singles of what she's done this year.
I would agree. She definitely,
Absolutely.
uh,
they have both
if
ensured
she
that they will
definitely
be in
wins
the
this
Schmoedown
tournament, I think
Spectacular.
she
One of them, whoever does
probably
not
jumps
win
quite a
today,
few
will be in the
people
#1
in the
contender
Player of the Year
match. But
conversation.
whoever does win today, whoever pulls off the victory in this 5-round battle will face the champion, the outlaw John Roca, in the main event at the Spectacular.
Yeah, John Roca, he only
The
stands
main
5'1",
event.
but
I
boy,
guess
is he
my
a tall
idea
hill
for
to climb.
Commissioner Bowl
Before
main
we get
eventing
to
has been
that,
shot
we have
down
a
by the
hell of a
man
5-round
himself.
match for y'all
So,
today. Ethan brings in a wealth of knowledge from his producer.
I tried.
Classy Clarke
I
Wolfe. We have
tried.
seen her compete in so many big matches over the decades that we have done the Schmoedown. Currently up there on the desk. Ethan just has a glass of
Decades?
water. Clarke has a
Wait
glass of
a
water and a
minute.
mug. We don't know what's in there. Will that be the difference in the match?
It might be. It is experience here for Clarke Wolfe. She's been in quite a few 5-rounders. This is Ethan's first.
He's a babe in the woods.
He is a babe in the woods.
Lost.
He's got an intimidating factor to him, but so does Clarke. This is the first time. I mean, I've known Ethan for a long time. This is the first time Ethan, I believe, is a little nervous going into one of these
Is he really?
matchups.
A little bit of armpit stains under his Brooks Brothers shirt.
Well, Clarke's been in this thing for a long time. She won Rookie of the Year in 2016. She's been playing for almost 3 years now. She's one of the best of the game that we've ever seen, and so it's going to be interesting. They both had a lot of great words to say about one another. Here we go.
Clarke Wolfe is 7-1 this season. There is just no arguing with that record. This has been just a banner year for her in general. Clarke, as she has stated many times, has had a little bit of a history with these Schmoedown singles tournaments, and this time she has really risen to the occasion. 3rd time's the charm, so why not go all the way?
This is unbelievable, the moment we've reached. You've shown why you belong at the pinnacle of this game. Everybody in this tournament is playing their hearts out. These competitors are so fierce and they're great. Everyone, they belong in this. But you've proven why you're rising above in a great tournament, and you are at the top in the finals.
This tournament has been a whirlwind for me for many reasons. Most specifically that I did not expect to win any of the games, matches, sets that I have played in.
I would say that Clarke, not only is she the kind of co-team champion, but she was a Rookie of the Year, as I understand it. I'm terrified. I am. I mean, she's incredible. I've watched some of her matches, obviously, in the last year that I've been doing this, and she knows everything.
Ethan is a great player. I watched one of his matches recently, and he really, really knows his stuff. But as we've seen over the last, calendar year, Dan Murrell's beatable, Drew McQueenie is beatable, Ethan's beatable, Mark Andraco's beatable, I'm beatable, Sam is beatable. We're all beatable.
Look at the progression of great talent. Chance Ellison, a young upstart who is a bright, prominent future in the Schmoedown, and he took you to the limits, and we respect him. I respect him. Dan Murrell, the arguable GOAT of the league, and you TKO'd him. I respect that so much. And now Clarke Wolfe, the half of the team champions. I respect what you and the 5 Club all have done. You all are wonderful people.
Ethan, it's great to see you. Good morning. This is going to be fun. I'm really excited to play you, and no matter what, I think the fans are going to have a great title match ahead of them, so good luck.
Clarke, I respect you. I think you are an incredible competitor. You know everything. Today, I think I'm going to know just 1 or 2 things more. But good luck to you.
Blessings, Clarke. Blessings.
Jay, are you okay?
Jay Washington thing.
Well, he was smiling.
Has
He was
being
nice,
in
he was
those
giving
Speak for Yourself
compliments,
commercial
and I knew what
shoots
is happening here.
messed up your head.
And I think it's because
Did you get to
Ethan
keep that
Erwin
apron, by the way?
after that first, after
Just
that first match,
curious.
That's not the way I roll. I want to play classy.
Funny
I wanna
story,
play
it's
and
like,
Jay Washington doing something that I've never seen. He's really
was
super nice.
watching
He's giving compliments.
NFL
I just don't buy it, but I
on
like
Sunday,
it.
watching
He's like the
Fox.
guy at the
I was
office
waiting
who
for
had that quarter last year, so
Eagles
he's just bringing in
Cowboys,
bagels
and
to me.
they're
Nice,
showing
smiley,
obviously
high
all
five,
the
and the kids,
shoots
we get
for
your
all
game,
the
Washington.
Fox
You just don't
shows.
wanna be
So
fired.
they're doing
The bagels were real
Undisputed and
Clarke, obviously,
Cowherd,
is excited.
and then they
She
do
doesn't what she wants to
Speak
do.
for
She wanna
Yourself
play
with
what that is. She
Whitlock
wanna play
and
in
Wiley.
for the title. She
And
gotta compete
I noticed
twice
somebody in the
regardless. She's
background wearing a
spectacular.
black apron that
The
looks like
stage
Jay
is set,
Washington,
my friend.
and I'm like,
Wolfe
God
and
dang,
Erwin,
that
the
looks like
tale
Jay
of the tape
Washington.
is such. Ethan Erwin,
And
80s movies. You got
then they
science
give a
fiction
close-up, and I'm like,
movies, and again,
that is
anything
Jay
about the
Washington.
Matrix, he will
And I'm
win.
like, hey, I
What's
actually
great
know
about
that
the show?
guy.
Yes,
And
then
the response I
classy
got from the bar I was at was like,
horror
yeah, shut the
movies,
F up.
Sandra
Who
Bullock
cares?
movies, and
Funny
becoming
story.
great friends with
Oh,
the
well.
Wheels. It's a strength.
Yeah, they
Wheels
become
been-
pals. She
they've
also
been
has
pals.
a time travel.
No one believes that I know people.
I feel rested. I feel ready.
Oh,
I have
well.
my green juice from creation. Good to go.
I still
Ladies
thank
and
all you,
gentlemen,
though.
it's time for the
Movie Trivia Schmoedown. If I didn't know any of you, I would just be
Introducing
a bum.
First,
More turtle power.
led to the ring by his manager, the Urban Gladiator, Jay Washington, with a record of 5 wins, 1 defeat, and 2 knockouts.
Teenage
From
Mutant
the
Red-Nosed
Hollywood
Reindeer.
Brass,
Hero with a red nose is on a mission. And there's a blizzard got the bad weather wishing that it never fell. It just retreated. Never even rained or snowed or even sleeted. He was once a mystery, and he's a hero. Gonna take this bad weather right down to zero with Dasher, Dancer, Prince, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Diamond, Blitzen, except the team of one other jelly fella, Santa Claus.
Happy he had a picture. Oh, it's nice to see you too, Jay. It's nice to see you
pleasure
too.
as always.
At that point, I don't ever want Ethan to lose if he's going to act like this.
And Christmas was saved beyond a jubilation. Rudolph said Christmas Eve was celebration.
Did he produce a Ninja Turtles movie?
No, he did not. Did he going to do the remake?
Okay.
I've never been known to rap.
Breaking news here on the Schmoedown.
Cut me some slack.
And his opponent, representing the Fight Club, with a record of 8 wins, 5 defeats. She is the
That's about all I know about this song.
2016 Rookie of the Year and the reigning
And werewolves and some city in England. That's about it. That title looks so right on her shoulder. It just seems fitting.
You look at the belt, Clarke Wolfe.
Let's make sure that title stays there, which means who's the boss?
Just fine.
Remember who's the boss. Them.
She is ready to go.
Them.
What a year for the Fife Club and Emma Fife and Mark and Draco make it into the semifinals. The Shire Wolves winning the championship.
Watching Jay Washington trying to make nice to the competitor, they don't really. I guess they're just smiling and being nice to Jay. And now
Everybody
Jay
handshaking
and
and group hug, big group hug,
group hug. Now, Christian, it's my favorite part of the show because the managers have to leave.
It's the holiday season.
Just the
Must
competitors
embrace
here on the
and share the
desk.
love.
The rules of round number 1, and I will remind both the
Here
competitors
we come,
and
a
all the
caroling
viewers at home
among
and in the
the
studio
leaves so
audience,
green.
as well as my partner Christian.
Here we
This is
come, a wandering so fair
This is a
to be seen,
5-round match,
and
so
come
we're
joy
going to include
come
round
to
3 is
you,
now the
and
betting
you'll
round.
be
Round
like
4 is now
joining
the
too.
speed/lightning round. Round 5
Okay, that's
is going to be the round that you're used to being.
And God
round
bless
3.
you
But
and
we're not
send
there yet.
you
Round
a
number 1,
happy
as
new
normal,
year,
you get
and
8
God
different
bless
questions from
you
8 different
a
corners of the
happy
movie
new
trivia
year.
Schmoedown.
I think I screwed that all up.
Is worth 1
I don't
point.
even
No
know
penalty for
Christmas
missing a
music.
question. There is no stealing in round 1. After we ask the question,
Oh well.
write down your best attempt at an answer
Guess
on
I'll
the
have
whiteboard.
a
You have about
blue.
15 seconds to do so.
Have
When we
a
address you
blue.
by name, please
Blue,
show what you wrote down
blue
to your camera. At the same
Christmas.
time, you verbalize your attempt
Not
into
Porky
the
Pig version.
microphone.
I'm
Each
sorry,
competitor
people.
has 3
I
usages
almost did a
of the
Porky Pig there.
JTE rule throughout the 5 rounds.
People.
If you're not sure you heard a question correctly, you need to buy yourself some time. Use the JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge to be used at any point during the 5
Enough of the JTH trying to sing or rap. Let's get to the important thing.
Ethan, big
Me
time
trying to get
Always
questions
be
right.
closing.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown.
Yay! Can't lunch.
Question 1 in the realm of action adventure. In the Indiana Jones films, what is the name of Indy's scholarly friend who once got lost in his own museum? First name is fine.
Are you sure Ethan never produced a Ninja Turtle? Why does he come
Why'd you
out to
do
that
first
song?
name?
I have to have a
You
conversation.
should do
with
the
him.
full name.
I mean, it's a great song.
5,
Great soundtrack.
4, 3,
MC Hammer?
2.
Are you kidding me?
Clarke
Marcus
Don't
once
have
got lost in his own museum.
That is correct.
Lost in his own museum, huh?
All right, question
Marcus
2.
Brody.
All right, Ethan with the early lead, but now we move on to a favorite of classy Clarke Wolfe, and that would be the category of horror/thriller. And your question is, what 2003 horror film was directed by Danny Boyle?
It's intense already, and there's only 2
Can I
questions.
ask your favorite song off the first Ninja Turtles movie? Sam?
No. 5, 4, 3, 2,
This is not even close
1.
to
Ethan.
right.
28 days later.
That is correct, Clark.
28 days later.
Yes, ma'am.
Nope.
2,
Not even
1.
People might have put weeks, but these are 2 stallions.
Maybe
Next
28
question is
days later, I
dramas.
would know that.
Dramas. Which 1989 film was directed by Steven Soderbergh and stars James Spader and Andy McDowell? This is a battle of the minds, my friend.
You know, I like that
no
magic.
Spader's in this,
You do?
but
Yeah.
I think this is a
Nice.
little
Cool.
bit too
Sequel's fun,
late.
too.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Yeah, it's not starting
1.
me.
Clarke Wolfe.
Sex, lies, and videotape.
Yep. And Ethan?
Sex, lies, and video.
Correct. 3-2. 3-2.
Okay.
All right.
I
Next
should-
question here.
All right.
At least,
Next
at least I
category
guessed a
comes
movie
from
this time. I usually don't.
period that we're
when I
rapidly
don't know.
approaching. That would be holiday films.
Right around the corner.
Holiday
movies.
films.
What
Merry
Oscar-nominated actor plays
Christmas.
the eccentric drug dealer Mr. Green in 2015's holiday comedy The Night Before?
5,
Favorite holiday movie?
4,
What do you celebrate? when you
3.
watch
I'm
it
counting down.
with the family?
2, 1. Pens down, please. And Ethan Erwin.
I don't believe this is correct. I said Seth Rogen.
That's incorrect.
Michael Shannon.
That's correct. Clark.
Oh, I had Michael Caine.
3 on the miss.
Crap. Had the first name right.
Bonus question. We get to save it, put it back in our pocket.
All right, the next question.
If I
is
just
from
put Michael, would that have been right?
Who
He accepted
directed Rogue
Marcus.
One, a Star Wars story.
Who directed? Shoot.
A lot.
The guy that did Godzilla.
That's it?
Yeah. 5, 4.
I've probably read 10.
3. I'm proud of you.
Gareth
2,
Edwards.
1. Pens down. Clarke Wolfe.
Gareth Edwards.
Yes. And Ethan.
I said Gareth Edwards.
That's.
I originally had Evans.
Yes,
You had
it is
Edwards,
not.
but you had Edwards.
But no, I have Edwards.
Okay. Well, don't give yourself a thing that you could
Okay.
get Dr.
No,
Point.
that's what I
All right,
paused.
4,
That's why
4.
I paused.
So I rewrote my answer hastily.
Gareth
All right, Gareth Edwards was the answer. So I'm
Remember,
making
he did the
hamburger
Godzilla
one time
movie.
Did not bother him because I have class. Your next category comes from the world of comedies. Who stars as timid accountant Leo Bloom, who is prone to hysterics in Mel Brooks' original 1967 comedy, The Producers?
Right.
I also saw Mel Brooks at a screening.
I was with you. 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
4,
right there.
3,
I was frozen.
2, 1.
go
Pens
Gene
down.
Wilder.
Ethan.
Gene Wilder?
Yep.
Gene
Tie
Wilder.
game. 5,
Wow.
5. Back and forth we go.
Got that right.
All right. Next question's from movie release dates.
That was a total
Movie
guess.
Release dates. John Woo's science fiction action film Face Off was released in what year?
It's late
You know what
90s.
happened to that movie?
Dancing.
All right, take
I
their
think it
face.
is.
Right.
Off. 5, 4, 3,
Let's go
2,
1998.
1. Clarke Wolfe.
1997.
That is correct, Ethan.
Oh,
wow. Tie.
drat.
All right. I believe Ethan
6,
Erwin
6.
I
produced
knew
that
it's
movie.
either 97 or 98.
Your
I knew it was late
next
90s.
I don't know how I feel about that.
comes from the world of animated movies. These are
Well,
movies
at
drawn
least I
by
might get
hand or on a
another right.
computer, and it's the last category of round number 1. In Disney's The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, Mr. Toad is falsely accused and sentenced to jail for stealing what item?
Very good question.
You ever take that wild ride at,
That's one of the very obscure Disney films.
But other than that, I've never
Many
heard
people
this
do
movie.
not remember.
4, 3,
It's a car.
2, 1. Ethan.
I've also never heard of this movie. I said a pumpkin.
That's incorrect, Clark.
A pie?
That's also incorrect.
It's a car. He gets
car.
drunk and drives a car.
Oh, I bet on the ride. I didn't even know they were the same
Mr.
thing.
Toad's Wild
Neither
Ride
did
is
I.
literally
Drunk
just a
part,
DUI. It's true. Look it up.
Tie
I don't know.
game. 6-6.
That was a very good
match
question,
so
though.
far.
Nice
6-6,
job,
and we're
bud.
only into round 2.
Nice job,
here,
Chris.
Mark. Round 2. How's it go?
The wheel round, the
Very,
wheel
I'm
of
very
doom
happy to
slash
see those
justice. Is the
obscure
wheel
animated
heavier in weight
films.
than our
Especially
pig,
even,
Alex?
it was
Probably,
Disney.
and it also
And it's still a very
Patreon
obscure film.
Wheel, that's right. The wheel for today's match is sponsored by our loyal movie trivia Schmoedown
Bob
patron,
and Mr.
Nathan
Toad.
Ovendale. Thank you, Nathan, for sponsoring the entire wheel. We appreciate all your
I
support.
may have to
If
go
you
back
haven't
and
checked
see
out
that
the Movie
again.
Trivia Schmoedown Patreon, check it out right
Been a
now.
very
See
long
which
time
tier
since
is
I
right
saw
for you.
that.
The wheel slices for today's match that our Patreon approved are 90s movies and movie taglines. Well, we haven't seen in a while. Now, here's how round number 2 works. Very similar to a normal
Well, I remember
round 2
suggesting
is
movie
that each
taglines a couple
competitor's gonna
times,
hear
but it never
4
got put on there.
questions from a particular
So that's a little
category
unfortunate,
of
but at
movie
least
trivia. That
at least I
category
see
is
it there
determined
now,
by a
so that's a
spin
good thing.
of said wheel. Once
I
you
might
settle
have to
on
put
it,
movie
each question
taglines back
is gonna
on
be
there.
worth 2 points. If you're not sure of the answer, you can ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer.
I like
At
those
that
those
point, the value of the
generic
question goes down to 1. I will remind
categories
both
like
competitors
the
stealing
movie
is
quotes and the
available
movie
in round number
taglines
2.
and
Now, we find
stuff
ourselves
like
in
that.
a tied situation, Clark and
Because
Ethan,
then that can
6-6.
be
Clark, the
anything,
favorite heading
any
into today's
genre
match, and
from.
she's got that belt to
And
prove why.
it's really
Would you like to spin first, or would you
it's like
to
movie
defer
release
to
dates.
your
Just get
producerial
anything.
counterpart, Ethan?
I
I
love
will
I
go
love
first.
categories
Clarke
like
Wolfe is
that. It's a
gonna go
shame they don't
first.
get put on there
Remember
more
to
often
spin from
because
the wheel, not the peg,
Please grab the wheel.
obviously
and dear
they're
God,
not
spare
really
the peg.
strengths of people.
Whoa, that is a
Because that's
serious
not
spin
really
there.
the stuff you go out of your way to try to remember.
And, well, it's been
Can
working.
you
for
not
her.
afford new pegs now?
It's been working for her because the wheel. Remember, the wheel in 2016 and her were bitter enemies. They become very close friends here this year.
Well, I think everybody started treating the wheel with respect. They stopped grabbing it by the pegs.
Look at this.
You know?
Where's it going?
Wheel of Death,
Where's it
you're
we
my
can go
very
get
best
Mark for
friend.
Oh, just
I
missed
guess
it.
they're gonna be singing
Gonna
that
spin
now.
again.
Spin again.
She's
Just
gonna
the
test
two
fate
of
here.
us.
Spin again.
Clarke and
Clarke Wolfe
Wheel.
very free with the laugh.
Not as
very
catchy.
easy to get a smile on her
That
face.
first
but
spin
she
was
says
not
no
the,
to comedy.
She doesn't want it.
It's not her
This is
best
that hard
friend.
category up there, and the hard category, it's like the siren's call of ancient Greek mythology, which I read quite frequently.
Going away from it. It looks like it's
Animated?
gonna hit.
Animated?
Animated
films.
Woo!
Animated
I might
films.
actually get some stuff
So,
here.
animated films for Clarke.
Yippee!
goes.
Skippy!
We have 4
I
questions
just
in the
did a
realm of
Muppets
animated
Baby
for Clarke
line.
Wolfe. All right, Clarke, here you go.
That shows
4
my age.
questions. You'll find characters by the name of Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather
Sleeping
in
Beauty.
what Disney animated classic?
Sleeping Beauty.
Correct for 2 points. All right.
I bet you knew that as well.
I did. Christopher Lloyd voiced the role of the evil Rasputin in this 1997's animated film.
Anastasia.
For 2 points,
Oh,
that's correct.
that's right.
Clarke Wolfe feeling it so far in animated.
All right.
That's one of those moments
Who
where
voices Ginormica
the year throws
in
me off because I thought that was
2009's
much
Monsters
later.
versus Aliens?
Multiple choice.
Sure. A. Kristen Bell. B. Rachel McAdams. C. Scarlett Johansson.
Rachel
D.
McAdams.
Reese Witherspoon.
Kristen Bell.
That's incorrect, Ethan. It's either A. Kristen.
Witherspoon.
That's correct for 1 point.
Okay.
All right, last question here for Clarke Wolfe.
Ethan Erwin knew that one.
Who directed 1995's Toy Story?
Great question.
Just go John Lasseter.
Multiple choice.
A. Brad Bird. B. Andrew Stanton. C. John Lasseter. D. Pete Docter.
B.
It's incorrect, Ethan. A. Brad Bird. B. Andrew Stanton. C. John Lasseter. D. Pete Docter.
John Lasseter.
For 1 point. So
Okay.
Ethan steals 2. Clarke hits the first 2. Ethan steals the second.
That's
But
pretty big right there because
Yes, but
Ethan now closing.
Yeah.
He says always be closing. He's closing into Clarke's Wolf lead, and he hasn't even spun the wheel yet.
no, but Clarke was smart to go to multiple on the 2. She didn't because she only lost 2 points there. All right, here's the spin here from Ethan, spinning from the wheel. But Clarke unfortunately hit Ethan's weakness, I think, because Ethan's showing he
I
hasn't
like
been
Ethan spin. He
Yeah,
kind of gives it
made
that flip
And
of a
now
wheel.
Ethan.
It's not
See
a
what-
spin. It just
See what Ethan can do. Ethan
What's going to happen?
They're like
trying to-
shooting
trying to juice
dice
crowd
at
a
the
little
at the
bit
craps
into giving
table.
him some confidence.
Where's it landing here? It's slowing
All
down
right.
on a place.
Here it could be 90s, could be
Could be
directors.
90s. It's 90s.
It is
90s, I think he'll
What's he
spin
gonna
off
do
that.
on 90s?
Was
movies?
Ethan alive in the decade? We're about to find out.
Well, we'll
Was
see.
he alive? What kind of
There he
question
is.
is
Looking
that?
at- There's other ones on it. He's spinning again.
Well, that was
Okay.
asked during there. At least the
Ethan
multiple
Erwin
choice would be
saying no
easy.
to the 90s. He
Yes,
did not have a
no,
good decade.
maybe so. I don't
They
care.
They both tested fate.
Ethan feeling a little bit of buyer's remorse.
I don't
perhaps?
care.
Maybe
1
we'll see
point
what-
for
we'll
Ethan.
see what we land on here too. You can't
Opponent's
have
choice
bias
is lurking out there, and it's coming
No, it's
around a
going
little
around.
too
He's good.
quickly. But this could be
This might be good for
spinner's
him.
choice,
This might be
Christian.
good for him.
It's
No.
Drew Barrymore.
Ooh,
Drew Barrymore movies. It's Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore. It is.
do you
Drew Barrymore.
know
it
your
is.
Drew?
Ethan
Ah,
Drew
what
Barrymore,
a silly
great
pun
actress who
from
does not curry the
JTH.
favor of the crowd like a Meryl
I've
Streep
got a billion
Your first
gazillion of them.
of 4. Drew Barrymore played the character of Charlie McGee in this 1984 Stephen King adaptation.
Firestarter.
For
2 points
That's right.
for Ethan
Okay.
Erwin.
Good job, Ethan.
All right, the crowd really being prodded into
Come on, crowd, get
Ethan
into
doing
it.
positively. Your next question, Ethan. Drew Barrymore voiced the character of Akima Kunimoto opposite Matt Damon
Titan,
in this
AE.
2000 animated science fiction film.
Titan AE.
It is
Correct.
Titan AE, and
That's a
he's
good poll
pulling
there.
4 points out of the first 2 questions.
Struggles
here.
with his
Your next
animation, so
question,
that's a
Ethan.
good poll there.
In the film Going the Distance, Drew Barrymore's character has the highest score on a classic arcade game. What is that arcade?
I'm guessing it's not Wreck-It Ralph, because that would be Felix
I
Jr.
can provide that for
but
you.
I'm
Is it
guessing
A,
it's not that.
Centipede, B, Asteroid, C, Pac-Man, or D, Space Invaders?
Let's go Space Invaders.
This is completely random. Space Invaders.
That is incorrect, Clarke Wolfe. Your options, once again, is it A, Centipede, B, Asteroid, C, Pac-Man, or D, Space Invaders?
5.
Pac-Man.
That is also incorrect. Missing the steal opportunity. We're looking for Centipede. Centipede.
Very well.
I did not play much Centipede
All
growing up.
right,
I was a
your last
Galaga
question.
person. I
Ethan,
loved
in the world
Galaga.
of Drew Barrymore movies. Drew Barrymore made her film debut in what 1980 film?
5.
Multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, Altered States, B, Firestarter,
It's
C,
not
E.T. the
Firestarter.
Extraterrestrial, or D,
not E.T., that's
Irreconcilable
84.
Differences?
Irreconcilable differences.
It is not.
Oh.
Clarke Wolfe.
A.
It is.
Correct.
Oh,
That was
wow.
process of elimination
That's
because
the
Firestarter was in a
steal.
question earlier, and I pretty sure they said what year that was. So that was a little unfortunate.
And that becomes the difference as we head into the betting round.
1 point as we get
One of those
into
scenarios where maybe the last question should have been the first question. Is that kind of that immediately eliminated one of those answers. So
will determine the category that we use for the
definitely made that easier because a lot of people probably know ET was 84, so that definitely was out of the picture.
Spinning the wheel here too.
And competitors can bet 0 points. They can bet up to 3 points. If they get the answer correctly, they gain that amount of points. If they miss it, they lose.
Yeah, Ethan, you don't got to stand there.
Coming back around.
So
take a seat.
Already taking
Colonel.
a seat as though he was on vacation.
Oh, look at this.
This could be
horror.
It's
horror.
It is horror.
It's horror. Ethan spins hard.
And so again, the competitors write down how many points from 0 to 3 they feel confident in the category.
No, that was not Star Trek,
friendly
folks.
reminder once
I was
again,
trying to be
if you get
scary.
the question wrong,
I
you
failed.
do lose that amount of points off your score total. It is currently 12-11. Ethan Erwin, my counterpart, who is afraid of horror movies, Christian, will be asking the question.
So you have the numbers down. Make sure you have the numbers. Here comes your question. Which 1983 film is about a diabolical circus and its demonic proprietor preying on townsfolk in a small American town?
Both competitors race to the whiteboard as though it was a competition.
Well, this is an animated film. It would be We're Back, a dinosaur story. Such an underrated animated film.
Absolutely. Which 1983 film is about a diabolical circus and its demonic
Also known as the
proprietor
other
preying on
Spielberg
townsfolk
dinosaur
in a
movie
small American
after
town?
Jurassic Park and Land Before Time. Technically, he didn't.
5,
I don't think Spielberg
four,
he didn't direct
3,
We're Back, but
2,
he definitely had a
1.
producer
Hands
role.
down, please. And Clarke Wolfe, how many points did you bet?
I bet 2.
You bet 2. And your answer, please.
Something wicked this way comes.
And Ethan, you bet how many points?
Everyone 3.
3. And your answer?
Something wicked this way comes.
Both correct.
Wow.
Clarke gets 2 points. Ethan gets 3. And
Oh,
Ethan goes up by 2
I'm
points.
kind of surprised
after that
Clarke
one.
didn't go
So
3 points there.
15-13 in the betting round. Both got it correct. Ethan just bet 1 more point. So you were down by
I'm
1.
actually really surprised because
And he bet
it's
3 and you bet 2.
the thrower part was out of there.
Oh, good. All right, so now round number
You know,
3 is out of the way. Ethan Erwin hits the 3-pointer.
I can see both ways. Where I've seen mixed feelings about the fact that they split those wedges apart.
It's a fun one.
I'm more in favor of it, but you know, since horror thrower is a category in round 1, I can understand why people
and it works as thus. You see 2
aren't thrilled that they split them in round 2 because action adventure is still, you know, 1 wedge. And fantasy sci-fi is still 1 wedge. Technically, fantasy and sci-fi can be counted as 2 separate things. So I can understand where people come from with that, but I don't mind that horror and thriller are now 2 separate wedges on the wheel now.
Again, you gain a point. Christian Harloff is going to be reading all the questions. I will simply be using my eyes, ears.
Mark, you just gonna sit there and look pretty.
Ethan, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Like me.
In The Wizard of Oz, what does the Tin
A
Man
heart.
want?
Clarke.
Correct. Will Smith, Kevin Kline, and Selma Hayek
Wild Wild West.
star together.
Clarke.
Wild Wild West.
Correct.
I was just thinking about that movie today.
Paul L. Smith and Shelley Duvall
Oh,
star
Popeye.
together.
Ethan.
Popeye.
Correct. Okay.
I can get these quick
Who
1-pointers,
directed 2017's The Mummy?
except this one.
Clarke.
Alex Kurtzman.
Correct.
I was actually thinking about submitting that
And your final
question.
question?
I don't have to worry about
Who
that
played
anymore.
Veronica Corningstone.
Clarke.
Christina Applegate.
Correct. Clarke Wolfe,
Wow.
4-1. What a speed round.
That was
Takes
a very
the
good
lead
speed
over
round.
Ethan.
Everybody
Wow.
Everybody got the questions right. It was no
Ethan,
incorrects, no loss of
he got
points.
1, 2. I think that might be the first time
That was a
in
well-played
history,
speed
Frank
round.
Josh would know better than I would, is that a competitor got each question right. That was really incredible. This is why they're in the final.
Well, remember, though, Clarke Wolfe has studied that speed round and has become devastating in it. So,
Oh, boy.
4-1.
Great at
Tension's
saying her speed
building.
answer directly into the microphone. Yeah, but she got them right. And that's what really matters here.
So now, what a match we've had so far. Clarke Wolfe takes her first lead.
Whoever
It is
wins
now
this match will
17-16
undoubtedly
as
have
we
earned
get
it,
into the final
because
round.
this has been very
And final
competitive and
round
very
here.
fun so
The
far.
winner of this round will play John Roca for the championship in the main
More
event.
swig of
at
my
the
cough
Spectacular.
medicine.
Mark, how does round
I
number
think I
five
can
work?
go the
Round
rest of the
number
way here.
5 works as thus. It's a round 3 in a normal match, but the stakes are a lot higher. Your first question is going to be worth 2 points. Your next one's worth 3 points. Your last one, should we make it that far, is the big 5-point question.
I haven't brought
Here's
this
how
up
we
in a while.
determine
Gotta pick
what
two.
category we ask them from. It's you, the competitor.
Can't pick
Each year,
22
give us
anymore.
3
They don't go that
numbers
high
can
anymore.
range from 1 to 20. Those each correspond to a different
I used to always get thrown
genre
off when they
movie,
just did the
trivia,
random numbers
Schmoedown,
last year.
know-how.
1 to
Without
22,
further ado,
1 to 26,
Clarke Wolfe,
1 to
you find
25.
yourself now
I'm
in the
glad they
lead
went from
after
1
an
to 20.
incredible lightning
Kept it
round. You
simple.
indeed are the new Ben Franklin.
Simple and
You
consistent.
give us your 3 numbers first, and then Ethan will follow up.
4, 12, 19.
4,
Oh,
12, and
no 2 in
19
sight.
for
Well, there's a
Clarke
2.
Wolfe. Ethan Erwin.
1-7-17.
1-7-17 for Ethan.
Clearly a
Ethan's
fan
gonna
of
go first
1s
here
and
to
7s.
Try to avoid the TKO, down by 1, and he will bounce it back to Clarke should he hit the first one here. Mark, he chose category number 1.
He chose category number 1, and Ethan, this corresponds to a decade you probably were not born yet in, the 1980s.
No, that did not exist.
That's
The
not
1980s.
true.
Your question for 2 points. Who played James Bond in the movie The Living
Timothy
Daylights?
Dalton.
Timothy Dalton.
Give him 2 points in the
License to
lead.
Kill and The
That
Living
is correct.
Daylights.
All right, that's the end of the
The
match,
2
right?
that Timothy Dalton did.
Now
That's
we get
another
on to
good
Clarke
question.
Wolfe, who chose 4, category 4, sports movies. Sports movies. Which team is Jimmy Fallon a fan of in the film Fever Pitch?
The Red Sox.
That is correct.
Oh, boo the Red Sox. Even though the
Back to
O's stink
Ethan.
worse.
Back to Ethan. So now Ethan chose number 7.
All right, Ethan, you chose number 7, and the number of Joe Theismann corresponds to the category of Nicole Kidman.
Great.
Movies featuring Nicole Kidman.
I love
And your
Ethan's
question,
reaction every time he gets these. Wonderful.
in the
Perfect.
Golden
Excellent.
Compass, who plays Lee Scoresby, a Texan aeronaut who accompanies Lyra on her adventure?
Daniel Craig.
That is incorrect.
Ooh.
We were looking for Sam Elliott.
All right, so we bounce back. Oh, no, so Ethan's got to hit his 5.
Horrible Sam
Ethan
Elliott.
needs to hit his 5-pointer. If Ethan hits his 5, it bounces back to Clarke. However, if Ethan misses, Clarke Wolfe will be playing John Roca for the championship, and Ethan will be in the number 1 contender match at Spectacular. Here we go, Mark. Ethan chose category number 17.
Category number 17, the Doug Williams number, and it corresponds to a category that I know Clarke Wolfe would have wanted to have. Ethan, your 5-point question is going to come from horror movies.
Wonderful.
Oh,
And your question is, for 5 points, in The Cabin in the Woods, what kind of creature does Bradley Whitford's character desperately want to see?
A merman.
Give him 5 points.
All right, so now we're going to bounce back. Now, Clarke
he played his game. He did what he
will have to
could.
hit her 3 and her 5
Let's see if it's enough
in order
now.
to advance to the next round.
The 3
Here
could just be a practice, Christian. She really needs that.
I am
5.
shocked
It's
how
the
many
5-pointer.
matches we've
All
had
right,
this
so
year
now
where we
Clarke
have that
has-
irrelevant
Clarke doesn't
3-point
have to hit, but
question.
she could add
It's
some
like
extra
we've had
points
like a
to
dozen of them.
herself here in 2010. 2010's
It's
3-pointer
just
here.
crazy how the scores always
Clarke,
line
in
up
the
where that
Hunger Games,
happens.
What is the character's name of Katniss's hairdresser?
I don't know.
Doesn't
Okay?
matter.
Doesn't matter.
Literally doesn't matter.
The answer was Flavius. Flavius.
Great. I know that
So
now.
Clarke Wolfe has
Pass.
to hit her 5-pointer. If she hits it, she plays John Roca for the championship
Oh,
at the
boy.
Spectacular. If she misses it, Ethan will play Roca for the title, and Clarke will be in the number 1 contender match. Here is the question. Yep. Clarke chose category number 19, biopics. Biopics.
The John Roca favorite.
Here you go, Clarke. What 2016 biographical romance tells the story of future President Barack and Michelle Obama's first date in 1989 Chicago?
South Side with Me.
And your winner, advancing to the Spectacular, Ethan Big Time Erwin!
Huh?
The answer was Southside with You. Southside.
Oh my God!
By 1, Southside with Me and Southside with You. And Clarke Wolfe just missed
She said Southside with me? Is that... Oh my god. Oh no. Clarke, oh no.
It's a pronoun, Christian, but it is the incorrect guess.
Oh,
and the
wow.
correct answer. What an incredible match this was. This is what we thought would happen.
Right.
You give them 5 rounds, you give them, 10, 15 rounds.
Heartbreaker.
It's going to go down to the final.
Oh,
Ethan
God,
Erwin,
that is
played
just...
this match 10 times and probably splits 5 on 5. Ethan came out on top today, producing
That's
a
brutal.
fantastic victory.
That is just
And now he
straight
has to face
brutal.
John Stephen Rogan, but Clarke Wolfe will still be in the Schmoedown Spectacular in the #1 contender match. What a game here today.
Absolute heartbreaker there by one just missed
One
it there.
word.
Southside.
It's crazy how many matches
Just missed
this
it. That is
year,
a heartbreaker.
just like
So now
irrelevant
Clarke is in the
three-pointers,
#1 contender
one
match.
word,
Ethan Erwin
one
advances
letter
and gets his shot
has
for the
determined a
championship
handful of
against the
matches this
outlaw
year. It's just
John Rogan.
crazy.
Ethan Erwin is in the main event. He is shocked. He can't believe it. And now we have it.
It's
So
just- you
unreal.
gotta be
There we go. Ethan
spot
Erwin
on.
going up against Roca. And let's see what's going to
Wow.
happen in these interviews. Here we go.
Hey there, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans. It's your Commissioner Thad Williams. No one showed up today to do the interviews, so you've got me. I'm
don't
here
know
with
why.
classy Clarke Wolfe and her manager Emma Fife. Clarke, that was one hell of a match. You played ridiculously well. That speed round, I've never seen anyone dominate the speed round quite like that. It was that one word at the end. Oh, how do you feel?
I mean, I feel okay. I mean, we always want to win anytime we play. Yeah, I think if I have one regret, it would be to have maybe slowed down when I was answering that 5-point question, because Southside with You I mean, I knew that was the title, obviously, and it makes more sense. Just like, I probably,
I mean, listen, if it
if I
had
were a
been
little-
really revolutionary filmmaking where the whole thing was like first person from Barack Obama's point of view, then Southside with Me makes perfect sense.
It's I just whatever, it is what it is. I knew the answer, but I said it wrong. It's like Reds too, apparently. Yeah. So I mean, look, Ethan played a great game, and I don't feel great about his last question, but nothing I can do about it. That's the game.
So you're going to be competing twice at the Schmoedown Spectacular. First, to defend that team belt. What are you and Rachel doing to prepare against Who's the Boss?
I think we're prepping, we're studying the same things that we normally do. I think we're not. We take every match seriously, and we're not, any more nervous or on edge about this one as opposed to any of the others. So we're just gonna lock in, focus, do our best to review some stuff, practice those buzzers, and work on our communication like we always do.
How do you feel about going up against Mark Riley, your former teammate?
I mean, look, Riley's making decisions with his life that he feels like he needs to make, and
Does he feel like he does though? Or
I don't know.
Like forcing him into that.
I don't know. He always looks like he's in a hostage situation. So maybe somebody needs to go in and rescue him. Maybe the Fife Club needs to go in and rescue him.
Operation Rescue Riley. That's really what's going on.
But look, it's going to be a great match. Ben, I know, is hungry. Rachel and I have defeated him and his former partner Andrew Guy before, and I just beat him singles. So it is what it is. But I have never beat Mark Riley in a singles match. I lost to him when we played a few years ago, so we'll see how it goes.
And your second match is for the #1 contender spot. Winner goes to New York for the singles belt, and you're facing Dangerous Dan Murrell. What is it going to be like to rematch Dan Murrell for the first time in so long?
Yeah, it's interesting because like my loss to Dan early in my career was I would argue the worst match I've ever played. I think it came down to being new to the game, and Dan is an incredible player and his knowledge is vast. So I am ready. I'm ready for a rematch. But that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, Clarke has grown a lot as a competitor, I think. Something that we've discussed a lot, that, Clarke is here and she is focused on playing the game. And now that she has put her focus there, we've seen her just really, truly excel when you stop putting your focus on winning. And I think that, with Dan returning to the league, there was a lot of expectations for him that he would continue to be unbeatable. But, he's still kind of getting back in the groove of the game, and Clarke is in the groove. So that will be a great match.
Well, Clarke, everyone's so excited to see you in the Spectacular. They're going to get to see you play 2 matches. It's going to be incredible. Congrats again on this wonderfully hard-fought match. I'm sorry you didn't pull out the win, but we're really excited for seeing you in December.
Thank you.
And we're back with the singles tournament winner, Ethan Big Time Erwin, and his manager. Oh, my God, Jay Washington, you look really happy. Ethan, congratulations.
Thank you.
What was it like playing in your first 5-round match?
Horrifying. I didn't know up until we were about to do it that it was going to be a 5-round match. So
sorry, my memo must have missed your desk.
That's fine. That's fine. No, it was. Look, the whole thing was exhilarating. It was great. Obviously, Clarke is incredible. She annihilated me in the speed round. I mean, we were neck and neck, and yeah, no, I mean, it was really. It was exciting.
And because you are now the singles tournament winner, you're going to be facing John Roca. Jay, do you have anything to say for your very esteemed competitor here?
He's Andre the Giant. This is so wonderful. This is so beautiful. I am so happy. I'm so happy to see you.
What did you...
It's so long.
Have you been taking something? What is going on?
I've been taking all of the goodness in that Ethan Erwin brings. And this is me. What are you talking about? This is a happy me. This is a nice...
So, Ethan, that's great. I'm really happy for you, Jay. So, Ethan, what do you have to say about facing John Roca at the Spectacular?
Look, I'll say this. He's an incredible competitor. He is one of the legends. I mean, everybody knows. So just the fact that, look, again, I felt the same way I felt today. The fact that I get to get across the table from you is victory enough. I felt the same about Clarke.
Yeah, well, hold on, Ethan. What are you doing here, Paper Commissioner? Step aside. You don't usually do these interviews. You don't know what you're doing. Yeah, get out here. And Jay, I don't know what act you're pulling, but I don't believe a word of it.
This is me.
I think I've turned him around.
Do you think so? You think you have that power to turn this
Ladies
around?
and gentlemen, it is the movie trivia Schmoedown champion, the outlaw John Roca, one of the greats in the game. We are so happy to see you today.
I don't believe a word he just said. Ethan, look, it was an incredible match.
First,
I congratulate you on a great victory. First 5-round match. The fact you didn't know it was a 5-rounder before you got in there, pretty incredible. You beat an incredible tag team champion, someone that for some reason, for 3 years, we can't seem to collide. Maybe that'll change when she does the #1 contender match. But first, I got to take care of business against you. And they call you Andre the Giant for a reason, because you're big, you destroy people, and you win.
I'm also very gentle.
Yes, well, you can be, yes. But
great heart.
But yes,
I'm Hulk Hogan, Ethan.
Oh.
And you remember what happened in WrestleMania 3? He picked up Andre and he body slammed him. Nobody thought he could do it. And once again, I got to face another titan of movie trivia, Dan Murrell, William Bibiani, and now Ethan Erwin. So people want to see this be legitimate. That means I got to defend it. And if I got to defend against you, so be it. I don't care what Robert Downey Jr. has to say. I'm winning this damn belt again.
I would just like to say I'm so excited for this match to see you, the great outlaw, go against the Andre the Giant, the Colossus of the league. This is going to be an epic battle for the ages. Now, even though you probably are going to lose, this is going to be amazing when Ethan has that belt. It is going to be phenomenal. I mean, I'm glad to see you here, and I'm glad you're keeping that warm for Ethan, right?
Remember what happened in WrestleMania 3 there, Bobby Heenan? You lost. That's what's going to happen again at Spectacular. He's going to lose. Everybody gets ready to see it, because I'm going to defend this damn belt. I'm going to take care of the big man. Got respect for him, but I'm going to take care of him.
Very, very excited. Very excited to face you. It's going to be rad.
So Fat Williams
What
really
are they gonna think when the giant hits the ground? He feels the wrath of Hulkamania. And I've got the crowd in my hand.
He's raking in 8 figures. We all know the number.
We see. So anyway, you look, it was heartbreaking.
What you gonna do, brother, when Hulk Hogan runs wild on you? I'm not gonna rip the shirt, though. Why would I rip the shirt? It's a Schmoedown shirt. If it was an O shirt, maybe. Maybe.
Doing some more than Clarke did here today.
Well, Roca certainly tried to do it in the post-interview, because it was Roca getting into that interview with Ethan, and now we have Ethan Erwin, John Roca, main event. But Clarke Wolfe has now put herself in a position, if she wins the #1 contender match, She's going to New York to play for the title. So we are now going to watch Clarke Wolfe in the #1 contender match. And guys, this was something. It was unbelievable. That's your main event. Erwin and Roca for the championship.
Hey,
So the card is officially set. I know all 6 matches.
Schmoedown Spectacular. Make sure you guys check that out. And check out the movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. If you're not already a member, check it out today. Select which tier is right for you. A lot of cool matches coming up and a lot of neat bonus features. Also, check out the Schmoedown Rundown and the movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook page.
All right, guys, so thank you once again. The Spectacular is right around the corner. Listen to these matches, the Commissioner Bowl. That's right, myself, Emma Fife, Tom Dagnino, and Thad Williams go at it to see who will be the commissioner of the league. The Star Wars Championship is on the line. Ken Knapsack getting his shot against Alex Damon. You have the Inner Geekdom Championship.
Don't know what to think about the
Mara
Demon
Kanape
as his nickname.
will put the title on the line against Mike Kalinowski. The Shire Wolves, Clarke Wolfe and Rachel Cushing, are going to be defending the championships against the tournament winners, Ben Bateman, Mark Riley. And now the #1 contender match. Clarke Wolfe faces Dan Murrell in a rematch. For the #1 contender, winner goes to New York. And the main event, John, the Outlaw Roca, goes head-to-head with the tournament
that picture
winner,
of Roca
the
looks familiar.
Ethan.
You stole it from
Erwin.
me!
Spectacular.
Can't
It's
point,
coming
still
up.
can't
What
point
a
the right
battle
direction.
It was today. Loved it, every bit of it.
That's Christian Harloff. I'm Mark Ellis, and we'll see y'all very soon here around the movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Hey, KL, you're a well-groomed man. How many baths do you take a week? Are you okay?
I don't know, man. It feels like it's all blowing up, man. I don't know. I thought I was doing the right thing, with the corruption, but then everyone thinking I'm manipulating the system and the tournament's on the line. And
Yeah, the tournament is on the line. A lot of things are on the line. You need to focus. You have got this. I've got this. You've got this. Look, I wouldn't have joined you on my own. Fate, the Force, the dark side of the Force, it brought us together, and I have seen what you have done. All that anarchy, all that chaos, it exposed the corruption. That was you. Everyone's focusing on Paulie G and who brought letters to who and all these kind of weird things. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. What plays here is power. And how you and I will keep the power is winning. You go out there and you focus on the gold. Rise up and take what is ours. These people out here, they don't deserve us. They don't deserve you. All the things that you brought them, they're not grateful. So you have to remind them how great you are. You're going to take the title. Focus, pull yourself together, and go out there and claim your destiny.
damn right.
Yeah. But seriously, talk about your hands are real soft.
Well, it's coconut oil. I use it on the cuticles as well.
Great promo, Ken. Lovely. Beautiful.
What's up, Schmoedown
Beautiful.
fans? Frank here, and it is time
Good.
for Schmoedown Breakdown. Here we go. This is it. Winner faces Roca at the Spectacular. And getting into the first round action, both Clarke and Ethan were all tied up.
Remember, how many
at
did I get
6
right? I think I
apiece.
got
As we got into Clarke's turn in the second round, she falters a bit here, going
Yeah, the
2 of
first
4 for
one,
4
got
points. And to make matters worse, Ethan was
think I
able
got
to
3.
pick up 2 points via the steal. But Ethan wouldn't fare that much better himself. In fact, this is the first time he has ever missed 2 questions in the second round. But luckily for Ethan, Clarke was only able to snag 1
Darn
point
you,
off a steal
Drew.
opportunity. Still, Ethan was clinging to a 12-11 lead going into the betting round. For the betting round, the horror category seemed to favor Clarke, but when their wagers were revealed, Clarke had bet 2 points while Ethan bet 3. And because they both got the correct answer, Ethan was actually able to extend his lead by 1 point. But as it tends to happen in these title matches, the speed round can be a major factor in momentum. Quickly out the gate, Clarke picked up 2 points to draw even with Ethan at 15 points. While Ethan was able to sneak in a point, Clarke would pick up the final 2 points to give herself a 17-16 lead going into the final round. It had been a tense match, and even more so when Ethan was able to stay alive by answering his 5-point question. Likewise, Clarke would have to do the same.
south side with me.
In what is surely one of the more shocking moments to end a match, Ethan barely hangs on to advance to the main event at the Schmoedown Spectacular against John Roca. Going inside the numbers today, Clarke Wolfe was 15 of 22 for 68% accuracy. That rate is only 1 point below her season average this year. And as for the winner of the tournament, Ethan Erwin answered 14 of 19 for 74% accuracy. This year, Ethan's accuracy rate sits at 82%. That's the highest in the league amongst players who have played 3 or more matches. If you want to find out other stats about this match and from around the league, check out SD Rundown Stats on Twitter. And don't forget to check out the Schmoedown Rundown every Saturday on the Collider Podcast Network on YouTube and the Collider Factory podcast feed. This has been your Schmoedown Breakdown.
Thank you, Frankie Stats Janish. Sometimes when you have endings like that and they're just so brutal and heartbreaking, it sometimes masks the reality of how great the match was. This is one of those cases where I think that's going to be the case. While that was a absolutely brutal, heartbreaking way to lose, we cannot deny the fact of how great this match was, and it was a great match. But Ethan Erwin prevailed, very deservingly so, and he will now advance to play John Roca. This is kind of one of those great scenarios in Schmoedown. It's the patent old lion versus new lion. It's the hot young rookie versus the wily veteran of the game in a 5-round championship match. There's going to be a lot of takes on who will pull that match out. Going to be really interesting to see who wins that match and who becomes the champ. But all in all, this card for Schmoedown Spectacular 3 is shaping up to be really, really exciting. This might be top to bottom. Match 1 through match 6 might be the deepest card that they have produced. And I'm really looking forward to it. I remember last year, Schmoedown Spectacular rolled around, and it was 6 hours of non-stop reacting and having a blast. Based on for this being my first full year of reacting to Schmoedown, to see everything culminate to this final event of the year is really, really exciting for myself. So I can't wait for next week to come around. I will be looking forward to it and excited for every single match, regardless of what the outcome is. So with that being said, that's going to do it for this edition of JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Always like their content and comment and subscribe to the content. It's the right thing to do. Follow me on Twitter at WWEJTH1. I post all my reactions to that channel. And make sure you follow all the Schmoedown content. The Facebook page, the Twitter page at the Schmoedown, the Patreon page if you can. And check out the new Schmoedown website at triviasd.com. There's a lot of great articles